Hello everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to make some Shrinky Dinks. You can make them into charms, or you could make them into pretty much anything. You will need this little piece of plastic, one side is frosted and one side is glossed, some scissors, some tape, some colored pencils, and whatever it is you want to make. So let's get started. First you want to take your tape and you want to tape down your project on one side. Once that's done, you're going to take your plastic and you're going to make sure that the shiny side is facing down. And you also want to make sure that if you have two items that you're going to make, that they both fit on the same plastic. And now tape down the plastic to the table so that it stays in place. So you want to go ahead and choose the colors that you're going to use, and you want to fill in your colors first of your entire project, and then afterwards go ahead and outline your project with black. It'll make it look so much cleaner and it's a lot nicer that way. If you don't have a printer to be able to print things, you could always just use your phone. Find an image on Google and trace your image with your colored pencils that way. It works just as fine, and I'm pretty sure you can tape it down as well that way. You also don't have to do two. If you want to, you can make one big one. Just make sure that your image is big enough to where you still have space to make the hole punch if you want to make a charm. If you don't want to make a charm, then you shouldn't have that issue. You can just go ahead and use as much of the plastic as you want to. You could also make more than two if you find images that are small enough, but just remember that this shrinks down, so however small you make it, it's going to be extra small when you finish baking it. Once you are finished, you can pull off your project and you should be able to start on the second one. If you don't have a second one, then you're done and you just need to cut around. If you are going to do more than one on this plastic, then make sure that when you're taping down your edges, you aren't putting tape on any of the things that you've already drawn, because whenever you pull tape off of it, it will more than likely be lifted with the tape. So don't try your best not to do that. Here I wanted to show you guys that even if you choose just a regular black and white picture, it looks just as nice and it's really pretty. So you want to take your scissors and you want to cut this in half. And then you want to get your hole puncher. And if you don't have a hole puncher, they do sell them in the dollar store. So maybe if you ask your parent, they'll buy you one. You want to take a hole puncher and you want to punch a hole at the top of your project so that you can make it a charm. If you don't want to make it a charm, then you don't have to do this step. Now we're going to grab our scissors and we're just going to cut around our project to make it, well, I guess kind of conformed to whatever kind of shape you want. Just make sure that you cut close enough to the hole punch that you made, just because if there's too much plastic on the top of it, on top of the hole punch, then the hook that I provided for you guys might not be able to filter through it, because the plastic might be too thick. Once you are happy with the shape of it, we're going to go ahead and bake these at 325 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 to 3 minutes. They are going to curl in the oven. Don't panic. It's normal. If it turns into a little ball like how mine did, also don't panic. You can fix it. Once they are out of the oven, you're going to want to take a glass cup and squish them down. If it curled, then very quickly but carefully open it up so that you can squish it down and flatten it. Do not burn yourself. Try your best not to burn yourself. The plastic will be hot, but it won't be scalding hot, so just be careful. If the plastic got too hard to the point where you couldn't open it up, just pop them back in the oven for a couple of seconds and then take them back out of the oven with your mittens and try to open it up again and then flatten it with a cup. And this is what they look like when they're shrunk. You can tell that's the original and that's what they shrink into. So they get very, very tiny. So keep that in mind when you are deciding what you want to do. The next step is to gloss your project and then you let them dry. Once they are dry, you're going to add the hook to the top. And for this one, you could kind of see that I didn't cut enough of the plastic on top so the hook doesn't go through. I needed to add a jump ring to it to be able to let the have a dangly part. And with that, once the hooks are in, you are completely finished. And now you have 2 new little keychains that you made yourself. Thank you for crafting with me. Until next time, bye-bye!